Hey drivers, welcome to week 45 of Six Figure Trucking, where we follow the midlife trucker. That's me, Tom Bell, a former executive who traded meetings for mile markers and PowerPoints for Peterbilts. This week wasn't about breaking records in miles or staying out forever. It was about something much bigger, crossing that six-figure line for 2025. That's right, 45 weeks in, and the goal is officially met. The next 7 weeks, just icing on the cheesecake, or should I say Cheeseman cake. Now, before anyone starts preaching the stay out 12 weeks and you'll make more money gospel, let me introduce you to this radical concept, time management. You see, I didn't need to spend months away from home to hit six figures. What I needed was to manage my clocks, my freight, and my routes, not just my emotions when the truck stop coffee runs out. This week is the perfect example. I rolled out of our Greer terminal with a load headed for Newnan, Georgia. I even got to take it home with me because, let's be honest, if you're going to have a 10-hour break, might as well be in your own bed instead of a lot full of reefer units humming a lullaby. That load added $101 from the previous week. Greer to Shady Dale, plus the $300 insurance cash-out Cheeseman, throws me every first week of the month since I don't use their health plan. So $401 of that $1,709 was carryover and benefits. Take that out and you've got $1,301 for 3 days of work. That's right, 3 days. If you ever hear someone say, you can't make money and see home, send them this video and a map. Here's the thing, location matters. I live in Shady Dale, Georgia. That's not the center of the trucking universe, but it sits right on a lane that connects Greer, South Carolina, and Tampa, Florida. That means I get paid to wave at my mailbox a few times a month without burning a week of vacation. If you live somewhere way off the freight grid, well, you might as well open a bed and breakfast for tumbleweeds, because you're not going to see that home time often. So yeah, this wasn't a massive mile week, but it was a big mental win. Because hitting that six-figure mark isn't luck, it's management. We manage dispatchers, shippers, receivers, and 5 different clocks that all hate each other. We manage ourselves. That's the real skill that separates drivers who earn good money and those who just chase miles. Now that I've crossed the line, what happens next? Absolutely nothing. This is not the part where I throw the keys in the air and say mission accomplished. This is where I keep doing what works, running smart, managing time, and keeping that Cheeseman truck rolling. I do have a vacation coming up in December, but that's for the annual wrap-up show. Vacation pay doesn't go in these weekly numbers. That's the $6,000 dessert at the end of the year. All right, enough philosophizing. Let's look at the numbers for week 45. First, we'll talk about my logs for the week. I was paid for 1,784 dispatched miles. I had 1,589 logged miles. The days in green, I was on home time. The day in blue, I overnighted at the house. Let's look at my unedited pay statement for period 45 of 2025. This includes all trips from October 26th to November 1st. Empty miles paid $118. Securement paid $118. The monthly insurance cash out paid $300. Loaded miles paid $1,026, and stops paid $147. Total earnings for this week was $1,709. 45 weeks into the year, my gross income is $100,981, and my total miles is 127,775. That averages out to $2,244 per week and 2,839 miles. Estimated out over 52 weeks, my estimated annual is $116,689. Year-to-date numbers as of week 45 of 2025. I've been paid for 127,775 miles, covering 34 states, making 312 stops. 94% of those miles have been loaded, averaging 79.0 cents per mile. Here's the home time that I've taken this payroll year through the end of the 45th week. I have been on home time 24 times so far, totaling 69.7 days. I also have 6 overnight breaks at the house and 21 paid 34-hour resets on the road. I am not paid hourly, but let's calculate like an hourly job. For the week, my gross pay was $1,709 for 38 hours of work. If we break it down into a typical hourly job, it could be 38 regular hours and 0 hours of overtime, resulting in an effective pay rate of $45 per hour. For the year, my gross pay so far is $100,981 for 2,577 hours of work. If we break it down into a typical hourly job, it could be 1,763 regular hours and 814 hours of overtime, resulting in an effective pay rate of $33.84 per hour. Taking a look at the if only truck drivers were paid for every hour in the truck calculation page, 45 weeks have gone by so far that totals 7,560 hours. I have been at home 1,673 of those hours. That works out to 5,887 hours from the pre-trip leaving home to the post-trip returning home. My compensation through week 45 is $100,981. That works out to $17.15 per hour away from home. Drivers, here's the takeaway. Find a carrier that matches how you want to live. If you sign on with a company that demands you stay out 4 to 5 weeks before taking time off, don't be surprised when your family forgets what you look like. There are regional drivers who get home every week and still make six figures because they manage their clock and maximize their miles when they're out. This idea that you have to sacrifice home time to make money is a myth. It's a story told by folks who don't understand how to work smart inside the system. Cheeseman's been good to me because it fits my life. I get the balance of home time and income that works for me. That's the goal, not just six figures, but a six-figure life you actually enjoy. So that's week 45, $1,709 for 3 days, and a whole lot of perspective. And as always, make sure that you're enjoying every day at work.